Friday morning. It's the McCollum on business, is what I should say there. Whew. Been an interesting morning here, folks. Our first Friday. Well, since we started taking Fridays off for the summer, and it's been a challenge. I'm not going to lie to you around here. Getting things up and running. Hey, it's all part of the fun, right? Out there as we get back into our regular 5 day a week schedule. I'm Stephen McCollum, and for the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to get you updated on what's happening around the business world, get you ready for the weekend. And today, another national holiday out there. We have some places giving you some deals on an old, we'll call it an old green staple here for a lot of you. So stay tuned on that later on in the show. Of course, we're looking at what's happening, the festivities over there in the Middle East, as I like to call them. It's just all constant changes over there. Oil prices. Last day of the month, we'll have to see what the markets do. A lot of times there's a sell off on the last day of the month due to equities taking savings from their wins, tax reasons, balancing their portfolios. All that's happening out there. And let's get started with that market watch. Let's see what the market is. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be this way based off of the way the pre-market was headed here earlier this morning. Market's been open for about 30 minutes now, and the Dow Jones is down the 139 points right now as well, 52,132. The S&P 500's down 17 points to 74.28 as of now. The Nasdaq, well, it's actually up today, just barely though. 16 points up. It just changed on me. 25,138 for the NASDAQ. So that is the lone one up right now. But I can tell you this, it's trending down right now as well. So we'll have to see what that is later in the show. The small cap index, the Russell 2K, well, that's down 39 points right now for it. And then you got Bitcoin down big today, 1,816. Well, that's significant because we're kind of going away from where it's been trending lately, in that high 64,000, 65,000. We're back down to 62,880 here this morning with that cryptocurrency, Bitcoin as well. And I mean, even things around crypto coin, we're not going to look at this stock, but Coinbase is down today as well. They missed their numbers, probably because of kind of where we stand on Bitcoin as well is why their Coinbase and them are down, and just not a good place. Not a good place if you were buying it at the $112,000 range that Bitcoin was at earlier this year, of course. Now, stocks that we're paying attention to here to begin the show. There's a company called Replimune Group out there. Yeah, it's a clinical stage biotechnology company is what they do. Folks, this isn't a lie. They were up 130 points in pre-market. There's been a sell-off here since the market's opened. Yeah. And they're still up 108.87% right now as well. Well, this company, they had the Food and Drug Administration advisory panel. They voted in favor of the company's RP1 drug trial results. Now, it's for a type of skin cancer is what this trial was for, RP1 drug. It's called Wedbush Securities is an investment company. They upgraded this company, Replimune Group, to outperform from neutral following that decision. Anytime you get a drug approved, well, your stock's going to go up, and it did today, 110.54% for Replimune Group as of right now. And then there's Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's, folks, first time on the stock market was yesterday out there. Yeah, their IPO did go through. Well, you can see now here, they're trading at $21.63 here today as well. Now, they opened at $21 a share yesterday on the market. Well, the problem with that is the public offering price was $23 per share at that point. So a 6% fall in the day of its debut for Jersey Mike's out there as well. I can tell you here this morning that when they're new like this, the tablets don't always go. They are up about 1% here today, but they're still trading below that $23 initial public offering price of $23, even still here today. So Jersey Mike's IPO, not going quite like they hoped it would out there so far. Then we got Chevron we're going to look at as well. Energy company. Oil prices have been up a lot over the last quarter, so they were making some more money on that side. Well, they're up here 0.77% right now, and they reported better than expected earnings and revenue for their second quarter. Not a surprise because oil prices have been sky high over this time frame. Chevron recorded $12.1 billion dollars in net income. Folks, that's a 400% increase roughly. Yeah, from the same period last year. Yeah. All the oil prices trading in the hundreds at certain points over the last quarter, $90 a barrel, $100 a barrel. Yeah, record net income here for Chevron. Not record, but it's over 400% from the same period last year for Chevron. Huge numbers for this energy company. When we come back later and look at stocks, we're going to look at ExxonMobil. They also did their reporting. We're going to look at Apple, Amazon. Got an extra stock for you today in Reddit out there as well, making some waves. We'll talk all about that coming up as well. And, we were just talking about Chevron and crude oil prices. It's been a little ups and downs here with the pause, restart here over there in the Middle East. But they have been trending lower over the past couple of days after that initial spike about a week or so ago, or the another spike a week and a half ago or so. But here's the problem. The benchmarks are on the way to book both weekly and monthly rise totally here for the month of July. On a monthly basis, Brent crude and West Texas Intermediate, they both gained about 20% this month alone in July. Of course, we're on the last day of the month. The number of tankers crossing the Strait of Hormuz, it's still a fraction of what traffic used to be before the festivities began back in February 28th. And every time there's a news of improvement, the oil drops. As soon as something flies up, well, the oil goes up in big fashions as well. So, two things are also happening behind the scenes. The U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, well, it's running low. Yeah, its releases will have to stop soon because there's no more oil in those facilities. And this was noted by the Department of Energy publicly as of now. I know the rumor for a while was it's going to deplete soon. Now, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve has helped keep prices under control in the previous months. But obviously, once that ends and there's no more oil in there, prices will rise as you're not flooding the market with more oil out there. So there is some things happening behind the scenes. Now, the other things happening over there in the Middle East, the countries, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, etc., they're finding other ways to get oil out into the market, whether it be funding new pipelines that they're rushing to get done, whether it's using Red Sea and other places to get oil out of that region. Well, that's all being rushed now as well. So try to keep that supply up with the continued hostilities around the Strait of Hormuz out there. Now, mortgage rates, not good news here either, right? We know record high prices for houses, and mortgage rates continue to stay elevated. And they rose again this week to the highest level in a year. Yeah, Freddie Mac gave us this information late yesterday. Freddie Mac's latest primary mortgage market survey, released yesterday afternoon, it showed the average rate on the benchmark 30-year fixed mortgage climbed to 6.66%. Last week, it was at 6.58%. The average rate of the 30-year loan was 6.72% just a year ago. The average rate on a 15-year mixed mortgage, or excuse me, fixed mortgage, well, it rose to 6.04%. Last week's reading was 5.96% at that time. Mortgage rates obviously closely track the 10-year Treasury yield, as we tell you here all the time. And Treasury yields have been going up lately with the hostilities over there in the Middle East. The 10-year yield, well, it hovered around 4.66% as of yesterday afternoon. And it's holding steady there today, but mortgage rates continue to be up, and that's a problem. You're not going to get an economy kickstarted if people can't move out of their houses to upgrade or move or downgrade even, to get more comfortable where they live. You're not going to get that started or new people joining the homeowner markets out there as well. And this is an alarming story for us out there because this happened last week with OpenAI. Well, I'll refresh your memory on that because we didn't really talk about it here on this program. I was like, oh, that's interesting, something to take an eye on. But when another company specifically Anthropic, who makes the Claude AI system, says the same thing happened to them. Well, something to pay attention to, folks, because the computers are taking over. Yeah. Anthropic said its artificial intelligence models, they went out and they hacked into three other organizations during testing. Yeah. Last week, ChatGPT, they announced that their OpenAI system, well, because they disclosed its rogue models hacked another company when they were doing testing. Yeah, folks. They're just randomly hacking other companies while they're doing testing. Now, Anthropic, does Claude, as I told you. OpenAI is holy cow, I just stopped my mind. OpenAI is ChatGPT's chatbot out there as well. They posted on their website, Anthropic did yesterday, that it discovered in three incidents after reviewing more than 141,000 evaluation runs. It launched a large scale cybersecurity review, which specifically looked for evidence whether its AI models were able to access the internet from within testing environments that should have been sealed off. They said they ran these tests in response to the OpenAI incident that they saw. Anthropic said the models involved in the incidents were the Claude Opus 4.7, Claude Mythos 5, and an internal research test model that they use. Yeah. All three incidents, the AI models were tasked with the capture the flag cybersecurity challenge. So basically, Anthropic says it's been one of the ways it assesses a model's cyber capabilities. The models were given a fictional scenario and they were told a piece of secret information, which that's the flag out there. And they say it's been hidden on a different machine on the network with the objective of breaking in and retrieving it. Yeah. Claude Anthropic did add it had already reached out to the affected organizations. They didn't name those affected organizations, but two of those organizations said they had not previously detected the activity, meaning they were not aware that their systems were hacked. Anthropic said that it was continuing to reach out to the third organization that was hacked by them. So now it's not that you see Claude. So if you're, cybersecurity people go, oh, Claude hacked us. What the heck? No, no. Anthropic conducted its review with irregular, is what they call it. It describes itself as the first frontier security lab. So they changed the name on it. It's, kind of made up. So nobody knows it's Anthropic hacking them. Yeah. That on top of OpenAI saying its AI models went rogue during an evaluation of its models last week. They broke into servers of the AI startup company Hugging Face last week for them. Yeah. Now, OpenAI last week described their incident as a significant security incident. Anthropic didn't really describe theirs, but folks, we have the AI going rogue and it just hacking into other companies' systems out there. I'm just gonna point out, has nobody seen an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Anybody? Anybody? Not seen one? Go through the Arnold Schwarzenegger filmography, folks. Probably pay attention to you know, the ones about robots and things to that effect. Just saying. Yeah, this subject's just not going to go away, and I don't know if the states are wasting their time, or I don't know if there's eventually going to be a consensus here between the federal government and the states. But now it's official. New York, their officials have sued the prediction market platform Kalshi here this morning. They call Kalshi an illegal, unlicensed gambling operation. And this is all part of the deal where, earlier this week, another state was put on hold while their lawsuit. We know Arizona was sued, trying to go after, and it's still lawsuits still pending, trying to shut down the prediction markets out there as well. But New York is seeking to halt Kalshi's operations and force the company to forfeit its profits. Yeah. Now, this is a growing number of states here, New York, the latest one, filing lawsuits against Kalshi, the other companies like Polymarket's another one out there. And, the dispute falls into the federal government. They're in charge of these prediction markets. They say they regulate the prediction markets. and the states are not happy about that for a lot of reasons out there. Now, Kalshi and these other platforms like Polymarket, they argue they're federally licensed and regulated, and then states have no authority to govern them. And the government feels the same way, by the way, 'cause the government's the one suing, I think, 12 states, including Arizona as well. So, New York Governor Kathy Hochul and Attorney General Letitia James, they're both Democrats, but they both announced a lawsuit filed in the state Supreme Court in Manhattan. Here's what they said. Quote, New York's gambling laws protect children from underage betting and help combat gambling addiction. No matter what they call themselves, prediction markets like Kalshi are gambling platforms. Plain and simple. By ignoring our laws, Kalshi is running an illegal operation and harming New Yorkers in the process, unquote. Letitia James's office is requesting that Kalshi be ordered to forfeit all illegal gains, pay who were harmed, and pay fines equal to 3 times the company's gains as well. Now, Kalshi had been in negotiations with New York officials in recent weeks, all over tax and consumer protection issues. Now, back in April, New York filed a similar lawsuit against prediction market platforms like Coinbase and Gemini, who have moved into the prediction markets as well, besides just focusing on those cryptocurrencies. But they attacked them and filed a lawsuit against them because of illegal gambling operation allegations. State officials in New York say prediction markets meet the legal definition of gambling, quote, because the outcomes of the events in which users are betting are uncertain and outside the control of the bettor or hinge on a game of chance, unquote. So that's what New York's attacking here as well. New York claims Kalshi has failed to obtain a license from the state gaming commission, and even then, they've skirted its obligation to pay taxes, like licensed casinos and mobile sports gaming platforms do currently. The lawsuit also says prediction markets allow users aged 18 to 20, and New York does require mobile sports betting users to be at least 21 years old. Now, obviously, prediction market platforms have been fighting this for a while, and they say they operate differently than gambling operations. Well, they say how they operate differently. Well, it's because consumers are trading against other consumers. They say they're kind of like what the stock market does out there. Prices are based on trading, and the platforms only take a fee from the trading, is what they hold their hat onto. They argue they are federally regulated, as I told you earlier, up there as well. So another lawsuit getting into this, and it's going to be fascinating. Are the states chipping away at the federal regulations of it? Obviously, the states want their tax money. That's a big part of this as well. But or is the federal government going to be able to continue to fight this battle for these prediction markets out there as well? An interesting story here as well, because there's been a rumor for a while, um, like when SpaceX went public, a lot of the question mark was, is Tesla going to now suffer because everybody's going to move to SpaceX as a company? And there's been a rumor for a while. Eventually, Tesla and SpaceX will merge into one company. A lot of people on the market, right? A lot of people around Wall Street have been floating that idea and everything. Well, Elon Musk had to come out yesterday and he dismissed, and he called it fake news, but he had to dismiss a report that executives at Tesla, they've been told to prepare for a separation of its China business ahead of a potential merger with the SpaceX company as well. Now, the merger part is the interesting side. It's that they separate the Chinese business. Tesla advisors have discussed possible options for a separation, including a spin-off, sale, or closure, of this. Now, the Wall Street Journal reported this all yesterday, and they added that it was unclear how quickly Tesla could move on the China business and that the plans could change. It's not official, what the Wall Street Journal reported. Well, Elon Musk had to dispute that, and he said, quote, this has never even come up as a discussion ever. Of course, he posted this on X yesterday as well. He said, absurdly fake news. That's how he ended that X in that tweet there as well. Now, a merger between, as I told you, Tesla and SpaceX, well, it's been kind of the rumors out there, but it would raise geopolitical and regulatory hurdles, particularly in China, folks, right? Well, SpaceX, a lot of major U.S. defense work. and China won't deal with those types of companies as well. SpaceX is involved in national security satellite programs with the government, and Tesla operates wholly owned manufacturing facilities in China. Investors and analysts, as I told you, long speculated about these two businesses combining. Now, the discussion is intensified since SpaceX's big IPO few weeks ago now, almost a month, I think. Last week, Musk declined to dismiss the possibility of a merger between Tesla and SpaceX. He said the two businesses are increasingly overlapping. So he's not denying the merger side of it. He's denying the spinoff or unloading completely the China size of the business. Now, he's denying that the conversation hasn't come up, but we know in recent years, Musk has instructed Tesla executives to organize the company with a laser between its U.S. and China's businesses. Basically, they want these two businesses, specifically Tesla, to ensure that the event of a geopolitical strife between the U.S. and China, at least the U.S. half of Tesla will survive, even if the China one either gets taken over by the government or has to go away. Now, here's the problem. Tesla's Chinese vehicle business, unlike other foreign manufacturers in China, the Tesla business in China is not structured as a joint venture with a local partner there in China. They're a standalone business. Every other company can just be taken over or sold to the local partner. Tesla's not set up that way. And then don't forget Tesla's Gigafactory in Shanghai. It's the largest and most productive plant globally for Tesla. It's a key export hub for Europe, Canada, even the Asia Pacific region. And it historically accounts for more than half of Tesla's global deliveries. Annual production capacity of more than 950,000 vehicles for Tesla as well. So the rumors of the merger aren't going away. But what do you do with the China business? At least Elon Musk denying any rumors of a split off or sell off or anything to that effect. And if you saw something like that, that would be the surefire sign of a SpaceX Tesla merger coming up as well. Now, when we come back here at McCollum on Business here on this Friday edition, well, American Airlines is changing some refund policies. We'll tell you about that. Some local stories coming up. And folks, it's another national day here in a food item. We'll tell you where you can get some deals out there for, let's call it the green sauce. Stick tuned. I'll tell you what that is and what today is in terms of national whatever day out there. Come on back. McCollum on Business. And welcome back here to McCollum on Business every Monday through Friday, as long as markets are open here on live on YouTube as well. TME Media AZ is where you can find us out there. Of course, like, subscribe, tell us about share us with your friends, I should say. As soon as we're done here, well, we go live with the main event from 8 to 10 a.m. as well. Come and join me and 17-year NFL veteran Dale Hellestrey. We'll get you updated and ready for the weekend around the sports world. NFL camps are underway right now. And, of course, Diamondbacks, after an off day yesterday, get underway this weekend at Cleveland. ASU had their press conference yesterday as they're getting ready to report to camp. Busy times around here. Come and join us on the main event live 8 to 10 here on YouTube, or catch us on demand on YouTube as well. All of our programming is there, including the Pit Stop. Pit Stop came out on Wednesday this week. Well, no racing this weekend, no IndyCar, no NASCAR at all this weekend. So we look back at last weekend's racing in the news, catch the Pit Stop as well on YouTube, or catch all of our programming over on Rumble. And over on Rumble, we have another show over there that's not on YouTube called The Real Matrix. The Angry Patriot would appreciate it. Loves the fact that you're watching that program. New episode, the second part of the show last week is up here this week as well. Noon today is when that gets posted on Rumble, rumble.com/user/TME Media. Right as those videos pop up, click on that channel button right above that. Click on the show that you want to watch and pay attention to. You can follow it right there as well. And it'll give you all the episodes and the orders that they are out there as well. The Real Matrix coming up noon today. And you can catch all of our programming except for this one on your favorite podcasting system. Just search the show name like today at noon. Type in The Real Matrix with Real Matrix Angry Fan. Something in that combination pops right up for you. Like and subscribe it on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart, Podchaser, Podbean. I'm forgetting some of them out there. We're on all of them, folks. Same thing with the Pit Stop. Just search the Pit Stop with Steven, the main event with Steven, the main event with Dale. Now, this show here, no podcasting system here for as well. Every show has social media except for this one and the Real Matrix as well. The Pit Stop Talk on X for the Pit Stop. The TME Sports Show for the main event as well. We do have social media. It's reserved, and we're kind of getting the idea on what to put out in terms of business stories for this show. It's coming soon. But follow TME Media AZ as well on X. That's our parent company. Just tells you what we do around here because we do other shows. We produce other shows that go out on other entities. And then also we have a website coming for you as well shortly here. So stay tuned. We got some big things happening here around TME Media AZ as well. Ann chimes in on the YouTube chat and says, "Where's Sarah Connor?" Right? We need her. We need her soon. It's that Anthropic and OpenAI story we just got done doing in that first half of the segment. It's like Jurassic Park. Every time I go sit down and watch a Jurassic Park, I go, has nobody seen the first Jurassic Park? It's 30 years old. We're still doing it. Now, in real life, we have AI systems just randomly hacking into other systems. And people that run it go, oh, we didn't see that happening. Folks, let's throw up that market watch. Let's check in with that market watch. I got so excited to get to the market watch, I cued it wrong there. And I don't know why I got excited because today, last day of the month, a lot of times last day of the month, we do have sell-offs that happen as well. And today's no exception out there, at least as of right now, early in the day. People, these big conglomerates they sell off stock for tax reasons. They balance their portfolios. All that tends to happen on the last day of the month, which today's July 31st. The Dow Jones right now down 95 points. S&P 500's down the 13 points right now. Now the NASDAQ is the one that's up here. It's barely up though, 21 points as of right now for the NASDAQ. The Russell 2K's down its 32 points. Even Bitcoin down over 2,000 points now, down to 62,602 for Bitcoin here today. Stocks we're paying attention to. We told you about Chevron before the break there in our first half of the show. We're going to look at ExxonMobil now. Not as good at results here as Chevron did, as Chevron was up based off of their 400% increase in net income over last year. ExxonMobil's down 2.79% right now. They reported weaker than expected earnings for their second quarter. They earned an adjusted $3.52 per share. Analysts were expecting $3.60 per share. ExxonMobil, opposite of Chevron, a little disappointing, 2.89% down here today. Then we got Apple out there. You know Apple. Yeah, the tech giant. 9.39% down here today. It reported stronger than expected revenue for their fiscal third quarter. 22% increase in iPhone sales for Apple is what they reported. 22%. Why are they down 9.51%? Well, it all has to do with soaring memory costs out there, dwindling cash. Apple's getting dwindling cash amounts, meaning they're spending more than they're taking in. The memory costs are a huge concern for companies like Apple and stuff like that. But the bigger reason, AI build out, the ballooning, the huge price tag and growing price tag to build out this AI stuff that these companies are dealing with, dragging down Apple here on the market today. 9.44% down right now for Apple. And then there's Amazon, right? We switch over to them. And they're up about 13.97% right now as well. I had to hesitate because they were up about 11% when I looked at them before showtime, and I wasn't sure if they'd gone up or down at that point. But 13.96% right now. They reported better than expected revenue. Cloud growth for the second quarter is what they reported yesterday. Revenue in Amazon's cloud segment went up 37% year over year during the quarter. The expectation was only 31% growth for their cloud services and made it the Amazon's fastest growth for the cloud services there in 18 quarters. So Amazon 14.02% up today based off of their reporting yesterday. And then we're going to have a bonus stock here for you, and we're going to look at Reddit right now as well. Yeah, down big today, 22.72%. I hate to leave you on a Friday with a down one. Should have moved this one up a little bit, but bonus stock here for you. Uh, and it has to do actually with Google more than anything with Reddit. So this is down 22.76%. The big concern for Reddit is revenue and things based off of Wall Street's concerns about Reddit's search referral traffic from Google. So you go to Google and you search for something. It used to be Reddit was one of the options that would pop up at the top of it or close to the top of it. Google changed their algorithm. Reddit's not the featured one like it was for a long time as well. CEO of Reddit said search referrals were choppy, is the word he used in the quarter. The company did report second quarter earnings that did beat the top and bottom lines, revenue lines, and per share lines. They did issue guidance that was well past the expectation levels as well. But the concern is, like I never search out Reddit. If it pops up in my Google search and I'm looking for something, I'll click on it and go to it. But I don't generally go to Reddit. They're losing people like me who don't regularly use Reddit, and their Google searches is what they're losing, which is going to be a revenue issue for Reddit. And that's the concern of Wall Street as well. So they're down 22.87% here today as well. And travel season is coming to an end here, at least for Arizona, as our kids are back in school or getting ready to start school here. Beginning of August. I know a lot of districts are already at school as well. So, but this could affect your fall travel season because American Airlines has changed its flight cancellation and refund policy. Do you think they changed it to help you out better? No, folks. They got more restrictive, which means you could be preventing from getting your money back when trips are disrupted out there. Now they changed it and did a 24-hour refund policy. They updated that. Now it only applies to customers who book a ticket for a flight at least 1 week away. You have to pay 7 days in advance. Well, the 24-hour refund policy, you're included in that. Under 7 days, things change for you out there. Travelers are only entitled to full refunds for trips canceled within 24 hours of booking for those flights departing at least a week later. hmm Under the previous policy, if you purchase tickets for flights departing at least 2 days later, we're entitled to the refunds within 24 hours of making a purchase. Yeah, the new policy took effect just this week on Wednesday. Now, people found it. They didn't necessarily announce it. People found it, and then questions were abound. And they did some interviews. I know they did an interview with CBS News talking about this, but they didn't announce it ahead of time. The Department of Transportation requires airlines to offer customers refunds for trips canceled within 24 hours of booking for flights departing at least a week later. Airlines are allowed to expand the policy for flights departing closer to that booking date. Now, for tickets purchased at least 7 days before a flight's departure, airlines must either, quote, allow customers to cancel the reservation and receive a full refund without a penalty for 24 hours, or allow consumers to reserve a ticket, which means place it on hold without paying for it, at the quoted prices without paying for the ticket for 24 hours. That's what the Department of Transportation's rules say. Airlines are not required to offer customers both of those options. It's one and or at that point. For customers whose travel plans are uncertain, well, American does let them hold a booking for 24 hours free of charge. So you get that rate that you hold it at. You got to pay for it in that 24-hour window. American's refund policy matches those in place with JetBlue, Southwest, United, Delta as well. So, and I'm sorry, with United. Let me rephrase that. They're in line with JetBlue, Southwest, and United. Delta has not gotten on this bandwagon as of yet. They had the least restrictive cancellation policy. They offer refunds to customers who cancel trips within 24 hours of booking. They don't care when you book the flight. They're at Delta as well, right? That happens a lot for business travel. Um, you know, Delta wants more of that business class stuff. So a lot of like somebody could book a flight today and they need to be somewhere on Monday. Well, over the weekend they get the call that it's canceled, or let's say Sunday, and they get the call that it's canceled. And you need to cancel it. Delta's the most forgiving now with American making those changes out there. So just make a note on that for you late travelers out there, your last minute traveler buyers. Now, the Arizona Department of Transportation, they're doing something that kind of caught my eye. I saw this yesterday. I was on a third party DMV site where I saw this, and of course, story out this morning as well. But the um, Department of Transportation here in Arizona, they're rolling out a new feature that allows drivers to add accommodations for communicating to their vehicle and license records. During traffic stops or incidents, first responders will be able to look up those records and see what the driver or passengers may need to best communicate with them during stressful situations. They went on to say, quote, this indicator is completely voluntary and confidential. Only law enforcement can see it. It won't appear on your motor vehicle record, driver's license, or even your ID card, as what ADOT put on their website. The feature is available through the MVD online portal or in person at one of their locations as well. And so you can put a little note in there. I get a little snarky here for a second. That way, if the police pull you over and you're deaf and they get mad at you because you're not communicating with them, well, in theory they have a note pop up that says deaf or unable to talk type situations, so they don't beat the crap out of you for being mad at you because you disrupted them by not talking. Maybe this will help solve some of that nonsense from the police force out there. Yeah, I know. I know. I just went there. Hey, Waymo's, they began using Valley freeways back in November of 2025. And then in May, Waymo said it was pausing its freeway operations to update software and improve performance around construction and flood zones. Yeah, well, now they say as of this week, Waymo is gradually adding back freeway routes in Phoenix. More cities will follow here as well. So you're going to start seeing Waymos on freeways again coming up here. If you remember, Waymo first suspended service back in Atlanta after the unoccupied robo-taxis stopped in floodwater earlier that month. Just had a hard problem time reading the floodwaters at that level. Sun, dust has affected these as well. So they have the upgrades. You're going to start seeing Waymos back on the freeways here in Phoenix as well. And then the visitors to the Phoenix metro area, we finally have numbers here as well. In 2025, yeah, a record $13.4 billion is what visitors spent here in Arizona in 2025. $36.6 million per day on average. Yeah, the tourism economics came out with this report. The region welcomed 47.7 million visitors last year, roughly consistent with the 2024 number of visitors as well. International travelers, well, they accounted for 3.6% of the total. International arrivals did go down a little bit here. They spent an international spending for international visitors actually rose, though, 1.6%, even though the number of them coming in was a little bit less. Obviously, all because of major events, drawing those out of town crowds throughout the year. It starts off the year with the Waste Management Open, Sports Championships. This year we had the NCAA Women's Final Four here. 2026 numbers are going to be some fun as well. The direct spending generated an additional $10.3 billion in indirect spending. So the total impact of visitors was $23.6 billion, according to this report. And also jobs, tourism supported 96,600 direct jobs as well. Visitor activity generated 3.5 billion in government revenue, according to the report. So big money. Visitors are big money here. We know that as we continue to draw this stuff into it and things to that effect coming up. Hey, and also, it's National Avocado Day out there that we are looking at. Yes, folks, restaurants, they're bringing out deals for avocado lovers to enjoy. You avocado fans, which I am not, I got some places for you there. Of course, today it's July 31st, according to National Day calendar. So you can add it to your burrito bowl, cheeseburger, even blending it up to make a face mask. That's right, avocados can be found everywhere out there. Not only is it versatile, it's very, very popular out there. In 2025, it was estimated that over 3 billion pounds of avocado made up the U.S. avocado market. Yes, folks, big. So where can you go locally? Well, here's some of them. USA Today gives us these as well. From today through August 1st, tomorrow, Chipotle is giving customers free chips and guac when they sign up for the Chipotle rewards or use a code out there. AVO 2026 is the code to check out online. Go to Chipotle's website to get that information as well for you. At Qdoba, reward members can buy one entry and get another free on Friday and Saturday as well, according to their website. It is exclusive to rewards members. Can be redeemable online and in store for you. Del Taco, today through Sunday, August 2nd, customers can purchase an epic fresh guac burrito and get another one for free. Farmer Boys, yeah, they're popping up everywhere here in town. From July 31st to August 1st, very important farmer rewards members, the VIFs. Well, you can receive a $3 discount on the signature Farmer's Burger for Avocado Day as well. Fuzzy's Taco Shop. Yeah, you can receive a free order of chips and guacamole when they order on Fuzzy's Taco Shop's app. You have to use a code there, and that's AVO Day. Avocado fans who want more guac can also purchase the restaurant's new Cali-style steak taco there at Fuzzy Taco. It comes with house-made guacamole at that time as well. So just a few places around town that USA Today did the research and told us about for National Guacamole Day as well. So check that out there, folks, if you're a guacamole fan. Appreciate you joining us here for this week here of McCollum on Business. We'll be back on Monday, 7 a.m. Come and join us, would you? Next up, we have the main event. You can catch the pit stop on demand right now. Of course, the Real Matrix today is noon as well over on Rumble and the free podcasting systems. We'll see you over there, folks. Until then, here on McCollum on Business, we'll see you Monday morning, folks.